Look, this photo is usually captioned with some sensational headline like, "A 40,000-year-old device found in Antarctica." Well, of course, not in Antarctica, but in Greenland, and it's not ancient, but from World War II. But the truth is, it was retrieved from a depth of 75 meters. Here's how it happened. On July 15, 1942, 6 P-38 Lightning fighters and 2 B-17 bombers were flying to Great Britain as part of Operation Bolero. But over Greenland, they were caught in a snowstorm. When the crews requested to land, they were told that the airfield was flooded and the runway was closed. It would later turn out that the message was false. The American request was intercepted by a German submarine, which transmitted false information about bad weather and the runway being closed at the base. The fuel level was critical. There was only one option left: landing on the glacier. The plane that landed with its landing gear down flipped over. The others made belly landings without landing gear and just got stuck in the snow. The pilots made heaters out of empty oxygen tanks and engine pipes. They burned engine oil and parachute straps for warmth. Only after 3 days were they able to send a message in Morse code about their situation. That's what saved them, because supplies started being dropped from planes, and a rescue expedition was being prepared. The rescuers, on skis and dog sleds, covered almost 30 kilometers along a dangerous route where there were cracks in the ice. Everyone was rescued, but the planes had to be left behind. It seemed like the end of the story. But 38 years after the landing, 2 Americans decided to find the lost squadron. Over the decades, the planes had sunk 75 meters under the ice. Imagine a 25-story building. That's how much ice separated the planes from the surface. Moreover, the glacier didn't just swallow them, it moved them 5 kilometers away. The first attempt to recover the B-17 bomber ended in failure. They drilled an ice shaft and began melting the ice using a special steam probe. Everything was going according to plan until they saw that almost nothing was left of the B-17. The pressure of the ice had completely crushed the plane. Then it became clear, if anything could be saved, it would only be the more compact fighter planes. The plane had to be taken apart, each part catalogued, and lifted to the surface through a narrow ice tunnel. The work with the central section of the fuselage, which weighed almost 3 tons, turned out to be especially difficult. The restoration took 9 years and cost $3 million. Many parts were restored, but some had to be made from scratch using the originals as templates. In 2002, the restored P-38 made its first flight, and in 2024, the aircraft was exhibited at the Aviation Museum in Texas.